Now welcome back to the channel everyone, and it's time for another video, and this is a little tip that will definitely help you land a few extra bigger fish, especially when you're pole fishing. Now it's a tip I picked up from Andy Power a few years ago, and it's all about getting a bit of extra elastic in your pole. Now it's something that when you've got 2.4 metre top kits like I use, sometimes when you go on venues like the Glebe, Larford for instance, where the fish absolutely charge off, sometimes you feel like it's maybe not enough elastic in your pole to really hang on to the fish and land them, and sometimes you get bottomed out and you think, I just wish I had a bit more elastic in my pole. Now this little tip helps you do that. Anyone who's been watching my live matches recently will have noticed that this little business is happening. So I've got an extra, there's probably a foot of elastic there hanging out my pole. And this is for a reason. It just gives you imagine how much that stretch is over, look at that. It gives me like over a metre of extra stretch than what I would normally get. Probably 1.5 metres, I reckon. Certainly well over a metre anyway, of extra stretch, just thanks to that little bit of extra elastic. Now there's a bead that I'll talk to you about in a minute that helps you do this, but it's one of those things that it's a small tip, but it allows me to get that bit extra elastic, so when I'm carp fishing I can allow the fish to run and I've got plenty of elastic to chase them fish. It's saved me no end of time recently, especially at the Glebe when you're using heavy elastics and stuff and the fish are tearing off. It keeps saving me. Size of that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Firstly, the product that we're going to talk about, this isn't a selly one, it is a genuine tip, but you do need the right bead for it. I use these ones, the zip adjuster puller beads. Great bead. Now the reason why they're so good, there's various ones in the range, you get several different ones and they've got different diameter bores. So like the orange ones are large, which is a 2mm bore, so for your heavy hollows, heavier hybrid elastics, that'll work. But then you might want, as I've got the pink one on here, which is one of the smaller ones, allows me to lock the black in quite nicely. The reason this bead is so good is because, as you can see there, it traps on the line, but should I like hook a fish, it will pull through. So when, say I've hooked a carp, it pulls through and I'm back to having all that elastic out. But then as soon as I net the fish, I can pull that 10 inches or whatever it is I've got extra, tension my elastic back to normal. So it looks a bit unsightly because you've got a load of elastic dangling out your pole. You could put a little band of elastic around here to trap it. You could wrap it round, whatever you want to do. But it's something that it lands you so many extra fish, especially when you're targeting those big fish. On the flip side to that, if you say, recently I was fishing at Barbie Banks and I was fishing up against the snags and I needed a bit of extra strength to get the fish away from the snags. Rather than chopping an elastic down, I just did that, took 2 foot of elastic out of my thing, and all of a sudden I've got a super tight elastic that was getting them away from the snags no problem. It's a really versatile little bead, this is. It's one of those products that you go into a tackle shop and they're easily missed because it's just a bead, but they're actually really, really clever. If you just want to use them as a traditional bead, they're great as well because they've got like a recess that allows the elastic to sit in it. nice and big, so you can grab it when you pull a, you know, ready to land the fish on the puller kit. But fundamentally, I like this little feature, the fact that I can have extra elastic in my pole. It's not for everyone that, but I just think that that has saved me no end of times recently. Real good tip that is for carp fishing. Those beads will land you more fish. Having extra elastic will land you more fish, especially if you're like me. If you want to use like a shorter top kit, a short kit, it can be a way of doing that as well. It gives you like 2 meters of elastic in a short kit, which is unheard of. But if you're like me and you use standard power kits most of the time, using a 2.4 meter top kit, having that extra foot of elastic really can make a big difference to your carp fishing.